Hello, what's up, people? How you doing? I'm Lady Calamere. I welcome you to another presentation on my channel. And today we are going to be talking about Boann. And here is a picture of Boann. And tomorrow is Turkey Day. I don't know if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Some people don't. But also happy First Nation Day and respect to the First Nations. And anyways, this is the card Boann. Now, I gotta give credit where credit is due because it's only right. I would give credit where credit's due even if I didn't have to because I want to. And it's the right thing to do. So it comes from this deck, Celtic Goddesses, Witches and Queens, Oracle by Danu Forrest and Dan Goodfellow. So check it out on Amazon.com. Check it out on eBay. Check it out the local Barnes and Nobles or whatever bookstore or cold store, New Age store. If they don't got it, demand it because this is a great card. So Boann, who is she? Who is she? Who is the goddess Boann? She is an Irish goddess. Oh, and we got a little goddess right here named Miss Kitty. The Florida-born panther here. So Boann. She is the classification of the Tua de Danann. Her element is water. Her name means white cow. Now cows are female, so in which are cattle, which are bovine. So there is no such thing as a male cow. There's a bull, but there's no such thing as a male cow. So you got for the baby, you got calves, you got a heifer, which is female, then you turns to eventually becomes a cow, and the bulls are bulls. So her name means white cow, which is sacred to her. And if you know anything about the Irish myths and legends and spirituality, you know that the white cow, especially the white cow with red ears, is a otherworldly cow. So she represents the otherworldly world coming into our world. So she is the element of water, and through her, she is also the lifeline part of Ireland. And so, anyway, Boann is an interesting goddess, and she does hold a significant place in the Irish stories and legends and, in quotations, mythology. It's like anyone that's not of the Abrahamic religion, everything else is mythology. No, I don't see it that way. I'm not Abrahamic. So she is known with her associations of river, especially the Boyne River in Ireland. So that's her river, folks, that goes right straight to the Irish Sea. So anyway, Boann. Boann she is life, and she is wisdom, and she is knowledge. And she is the ever flowing one. And she is that of poetic inspiration. She is the white cow. But she is so much more than that. Now, her husband, Necthon, and who Necthon is also said to be Nuada. But her stories associate with Necthon, Nuada. And as you know, Nuada was a high king. He loses his place because he loses an arm and is not put back into high kingship. Into his arm is replaced with a silver arm. You know, like Luke Skywalker when he gets his hand chopped off by the lightsaber by Darth Vader, and then his hand is replaced. Well, just like that. But it said that he kind of got a bit colder, in which she pretty much kind of, in a way, just puts a cloak and hides herself. Well, I'm going to tell you how she becomes the Boann River. The Boann River, sorry. But she has an affair with none other than the great Dagda. And I did a presentation on him. And he happened to notice her, even though she wanted to be invisible. So the Dagda approached her. And she saw how handsome he was. A lot of people like to make the Dagda this big, fat, oaf-looking guy. Funny-looking guy. That is only one story of how he became fat. Because the Dagda is actually damn gorgeous. Okay? He's got a great body. And I'm not saying because if someone's fat, they're not gorgeous. Jeez, I'm fat. I got some weight on me. So anyways. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of plump. But anyways, pleasantly plump. Anyways, back to the story. The Dagda and Boann come together. But Boann says, I'm married. I can't be with you for more than a day. And the Dagda says, so it will be a day. So Dagda uses magic and stops the sun for a year and a day. Think about, what is it, a year and a day? He stops the sun. And Boann and Dagda make love. And he traveled through all parts of Ireland, through the hills, the mountains, the plains, everywhere. And they make sweet love. Well, she becomes pregnant. And she gives birth to Angus. Angus, my dog. The god of love. But she noticed that the sun did not move for the Dagda. Did he cast a spell on the earth to stop moving? That couldn't happen. Did he cast a spell on the sun? Or did he cast a spell where they are between the worlds? Where they are between the worlds. Where they could spend a whole year and a day that only seems like only a day in our world. Anyways, she goes back to her husband. But now she already has a child. Now, Necthon has a well. And in this well is water. And in this water are salmon. And around the well are 9 hazelnut trees. And the 9 trees drop their hazelnuts of wisdom, in which the salmon eat. Now this well is that of a well of wisdom, and no one's allowed. There is a taboo, a geish, that no one's allowed to drink out of this well except for Necthon. He forbids Boann from drinking from this well. Well, she wants knowledge and wisdom. So, this well is on his property. It's not like everyone can go trying to run and get it. But she defies her husband and she walks 3 times. She walks 3 times winter shins. And the magic happens. It churns, it bubbles, it boils up. Not hot, but just bubbling up. And it surges upward like Old Faithful. And it crashes down and turns into a wild, raging river, chasing Boann. Boann runs and runs and runs, but she does not escape the waters. She's engulfed by the waters. Boann loses an arm to the raging river. She loses an eye. Then she loses a leg. And ultimately, her life is forfeit. She loses that too. But she is not gone. Her energy has changed into the river. She is transformed into the Boann River. Was it the power of the geash that she was not supposed to drink from it? Was she punished? Did her husband tell her not to drink from the well because he knew what would happen? And he did not want to lose her. Or is this a story later on retold by the patriarchs, using the patriarchal way to say, this is what happens when you become a disobedient wife and you don't listen to your husband? Yeah, see? But anyways, she is the goddess of life, water, and wisdom. There was an older story that I heard that she was turned into a river because of some type of famine and drought where she can now bring life to the land. Is that an older story? Or is that a newer story? But the story I originally told you is the first story I've heard. And only, a few years ago have I heard about Boann being transformed to help the people. I don't know. So she is a goddess of renewal. She is a goddess of new beginnings. She is a goddess of nurturance. She's a preservation goddess. She is the goddess of life. She also has relationships with Elkmar. And Elkmar is another a lover or consort of Boann, Elcmar, or is it Elkmar? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So and so Elkmar, Nuada, Nicthon, Oh, I hear different things that she's a lover of that Nekton is not Nuada, and Nekton is. So again, not trying to confuse people. Sometimes I get a little confused myself, but anyways, and Elkmar. If you look at Elkmar in the Yellow Book of Lacan, Elkmar is Dagda's, the Dagda's chief steward, and pretty much one of the more powerful ones of the Tuatha De Danann. So just for FYI. So we'll just call Nikdon that we'll go more of her husband's Nikdon. So Boann, to drink the draught of wisdom that Boann has, to understand that she made a sacrifice for wisdom. When we grow, as we grow and as we learn, we change. For better or for worse, we change. Her thing is transformation through the magic of wisdom. So basically, she dies and reborn again into something greater. And she will live on. So Dagda and Boann take a forbidden affair. Was it forbidden? Maybe. But they still take on this affair where she gives birth to Angus, and when she doesn't, he lives with the Dagda. The son of Boann and Dagda holds a beautiful, wonderful place in the Celtic stories. And just the conception, his birth, has deep symbolism. When you see the rebirth of the solar energies and love and bringing love and compassion and empathy, because that's what he deals with. And Angus, his conception is linked with what we're coming towards, the solstice, the winter solstice, and a return of light. And we see that Angus signifies a desire, a longing, love. So she, if you look at the number 9, which is sacred in Celtic mythology, and 3, and going Widdershins. So Jessel means to go clockwise, Widdershins means to go counterclockwise. So remember that. Jessel, which is spelled Diocel, is clockwise, Widdershins is counterclockwise. So she sort of loses body pieces where we see like maybe animals with some weirdness to it, or like this three-legged animal or whatever. We see something like that as she's becoming part of the other world. As she loses an eye, a leg, and an arm, she becomes otherworldly. So now she's basically part of this world and of the other world. She leaves her physical part as the river, but her spirit is that of the otherworldly. So, Boann, I'm going to read something from this card. And I'd like to read some things. And again, I do recommend this, especially if you're really into, it's not just Irish deities. I mean, you got Welsh here, you got, and let me see what page this is on. And again, credit where credit is due comes from this deck. And I hope I'm not losing you. Boann always comes as a lovely lady with red lips. But let's read from here a little bit. So, and I hope you find these cards interesting. I mean, I don't know the people who did this, and I don't have any investments. I just like promoting good art and helping other pagans, Wiccans, witches along. So, I won't read everything. But before I go on, she represents abundance. I'll tell you that. Not just physical abundance, but inner abundance. She helps us to bring the abundance of joy of living in this crazy, crazy world. She helps us to enjoy life more in this crazy, crazy world that's in upheavals. And to remember that within gentleness there is power. Not all power is harsh and brutal. Not all power is crushing. There's power in gentleness. And kindness is not a weakness, it is a power. Kindness is also a power. Is Boann approachable? Oh, yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So. Oh, I lost the page. I was just about to read, and I just kept on going on and on. I wanted to read this to you. I hope I'm not losing you. Just give me a second. It's not like we're having cats destroying everything right now. I know, comic relief is not happening. Cats are lazy today. So, this comes from the book. Boann is the goddess of the river Boyne in Ireland. Also known as Boann, Boanna, Boyne. Her name means she who has the white cows. Well, it's actually white cow, but yeah, she does own cows. And her name, I'll just say her animal spirit is also a cow. And she also deals with fish, of course, especially salmon. And her name and the river, let me go back to reading. And her name and the river were mentioned in Bouvinda, in Ptolemy's Geographica in the 2nd century CE. There have been suggestions that the Boyne was seen as a living mirror of the celestial Milky Way, and that Boann was also seen in this aspect. Yes, the Milky Way has also been equated with her. Was this during the time when Rome invaded and equated Boann with the Milky Way? I'm not sure. But definitely, Boann also deals with milk. So, Boann was the wife of the water god Necton, also known as Segers, but had an affair with the god Dagda, from which she gave birth to her son, the god of love and poetry, Angus Og, or Angus MacOg, who eventually came to live within the mound at Brú na Boinn, also known as Newgrange in County Meath, which sits above a bend in the river. White cows, sometimes called fairy cows in Celtic myth, are often understood to be from the other world. Remember, I told you that? Symbolic of the great fertility of the earth and the deep power of the land, they embody the regenerative qualities of the land and its endless abundance, as well as its gentle latent power. Remember, I told you, power can be gentle, power can be kind, power can be love. Oh, hi, now we got fuckery happening. It's Loki Lofison. I jinxed it. Regenerative qualities of the land and its endless abundance, as well as its gentle latent power. Boann, as the goddess of the Milky River, Boann, may well be very ancient indeed, and may once have been a beneficent creator goddess, birthing life itself with her endless milk and tender care. There are two myths about Boann, explaining how the river Boyne came into being. In one, Boann disobeyed her husband and defied the power of the magical well of Sagaz, making the water rise up, mutilating her so that she lost one eye, one arm, and one leg, and turning her into the river itself. Such one-eyed figures are found in several Celtic myths and may refer to the visionary practices of the Druids, who operated half in this world and half in the next. Sort of like when Papa Gede or Baron Samedi wears glasses with one lens on and one lens off to represent seeing in this world and in the other world. Like I said, the otherworldly. And that doesn't just mean the Fey folk either. In the other story, she enrages Nectan Sayers by gazing into the depths of the well and seeking wisdom which he forbids her to attain, causing the waters to chase her to the sea, where she drowns. Nectan Sayers and his other name, Elkmar, all appear to be pseudonyms for the mysterious god Nuada, Cloudmaker, king of the Irish gods, the Tuatha De Danann. He appears to be a god of dreams and inner visions via the Celtic practice of sleep, incubation, and imbos for Rosnai, a technique of seeking healing and magical knowledge by sensory deprivation. How long have I been talking? Oh, 27 minutes. Wow, I only feel like 15. Boann is seen as very beautiful, very alluring, youthful, mysterious. As we see, is very watery. Boann is she approachable? Yes, yes, yes. Things to offer Boann. Can't go wrong with chocolates. Like, especially Ferrero Rocher, the Lindt, Godiva, Queen Anne cherries, stuff like that. Of course, fresh water, purified water. You know, if you want to be really ritualistic about it, you can give her a cup of rainwater. You can give her a cup of purified water. You can give her a cup of mountain water. Give her a cup of spring water. And, you know, adorn her altar with different cups of water. You can give her fish. Dealing with the fish. You can give her hazelnuts to represent the wisdom. You can give her milk. On her altar, you can put the pictures of river, a well, of her transformation, and salmon, and you could put hazelnuts as decorative and pictures of the hazelnut trees and stuff like that. You could really make it decorative of, you know, building yourself a well and putting like 9 little models of hazelnut trees and have like a river looking like it's going out to the sea, ocean, you know, stuff like that. So that's what you can do for her. You can offer her poetry. Or just have a talk, an intellectual talk with her. Or just talk to her about your emotions and about how you can use your power in a wise way. We can either use our power for good or abuse our power for bad. So, anyways, divinatory meaning of the card. Boann reminds you of your inner abundance and innate physicality. Oh, come on, Loki. The joys of living in this world. As living incarnate souls, we are connected to all of creation, and it's our inheritance to enjoy this earth and our bodies. Remember, there is power in gentleness. Remember I said that? Equally, your gentleness and care are yours to bestow where you wish, as in the joy of your body and the gift of your time. You have a right to determine your own course of action. Listen to your intuition and let no one deny you the knowledge and wisdom you seek. Paying the price may bestow its own gifts, self-determination and inner wisdom, and prizes more valuable than gold. So, and they have a prayer here, but I won't read everything from it. I'll just leave it at that and get yourself this deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. By Dan Forrest and Dan Goodfellow. Yeah. The Celtic Goddesses, Witches, and Queens Oracle. Don't delay. Get it as a Yule gift for yourself or a solstice gift for your friends and family. Hey, if you celebrate Christmas, give it to, I don't know, your New Age friend or something. So anyways, Boann is a flowing, it's like the flow of thoughts, the flow of poetry, the flow of words, the flow of a good story, the flow of making your own path to freedom. What are you willing to give up for wisdom? Boann gave up her body parts. When you look at Odin, he plucks out an eye into a well. So we see that sacrifices are made. Sacrifice of time, sacrifice of money, sacrifice of even to gain wisdom. Sometimes you outgrow people that are not conducive to your wisdom. So when people realized that I was pagan and I wasn't going to change back, I lost family members. I mean, it's just is what it is. And because Catholicism just wasn't serving me. It just wasn't right for me. And by the time 1983, I just questioned it so much that I started learning about witchcraft. And I had to hide what I was learning. And I had to hide during the satanic panic. And trust me, it was a sacrifice. So I'm not going to say you're going to lose an arm or a leg or an eye for wisdom. Don't worry. You know, that's Boann. That's not what's going to happen because you reach out to this goddess. So if you're new to paganism, please understand. These, you know. So she is a goddess who, and you look at this beautiful, has transformed herself. And she shall live forever until that river dries up, or maybe the earth is, we're no longer on earth. But either way, she is a goddess of great power. She is a goddess of great change. She can help us change too and flow like the river, to get our juices flowing, our creative juices flowing within our brain, to get those neurons firing and flowing. So you can do a path working where you can meet her and drink from her river with the river Boyne. And she also represents fertility. Boann also represents fertility, literal fertility and metaphysical fertility. So don't forget that. So as far as Angus, her son, the lore says Newgrange was the home of Angus Og, Angus MacOg, and the Dagda. And also said to be the residence of Angus Og. So Boyne is she makes her way across the county from her source, which is in Kildare, to where she reaches the sea. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you learned a little bit more about this goddess. And this is what I pretty much know, that she is of transformations, she is of change, she is the ever-flowing one, the fertile, the fertileness of your mind, the fertileness of your body, the fertileness of your soul, to, plant those seeds of knowledge and let them grow and water them with the magic waters of Boann. So anyways, I hope I wasn't too confusing with Nuada and Nekton. And anyways, I do hope you like my presentation, and if you will, and if you want to pay me, go ahead by paying me by doing some healing spells on my cats, by doing some good luck spells on me. My cats can always use healing because some of them are seniors now. Sir Mew Mew's an old boy, he's 8. And Lady Bost is 8. And, gosh, Miss Kitty is already 11 years old. So, Charlie O'Barley is 9. Loki and Joker are young, but everyone, all cats can use good luck and healing and protection, wish protection, and health and happiness unto me. And remember, do not drink and drive. Do not drink and drive. I know someone got busted. He got drinking and driving and still on probation for, gosh, a while now. Anyways, if you like my material, please subscribe, because I noticed that a lot of returning viewers are not subscribers, and your subscription helps my channel grow and lets me know I'm doing a good job. So like this video, share this video with your friends and family, have a safe holiday, and as always, blessed be. And here is Loki. What do you want to say? Loki says, blessed be.